Relatively quiet day in the shop. I'm working on wrapping the Bollywood Snare. Trim the wrap down to 5 inches. Did killer red tape, so a strip of 2-inch tape at each edge and then 1 inch in the middle. Got it all tracking correctly with spring clamps, and then slowly removed just that middle inch. And now I can just work my way around with the side 2 inches, tape the overlap, punch some holes. Bill's working on click tracks for the Nutcracker gig.
It will be now.
So it's gonna be a low-key video. Hey, maybe you can send me the video footage of Virginia beating the daylights out of the guitars, and we'll just put that here.
Oh yeah, I do have a little. Well, mostly I have video of her painting it. I have some pictures of her beating the crap out of it. I might have video of that too. I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it is, it's right here.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh. It's funny. My husband's always like, "Do you want some more clothes?" Like, nah. I like getting my hands dirty.
I know, right?
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, nice.
Going on here. Ooh. These integrated pipe drum holders are great. Sometimes I have good ideas. That would not have been one of them. Lugs, butt plate, throw, all on. I started mocking up the hoops to make sure we didn't have lug splay, and they were trash. Bottom one was basically an egg. Top one would deform with any pressure, so it made it appear to have lug splay. Bill has a bunch of old hoop stock. These old Slingerland. They're beefier, gonna hold their shape. They need some help with steel wool, unfortunately. And Bill's gonna help it with some edges. I mean, we're basically rebuilding and restoring a Pinto here. It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Wrap notching. Would have been easier if some jackalope hadn't adhered the wrap down.
Yeah, that would have been preferable. Although, every time I have to cut new bearing edges on a drum that's already been wrapped, I pretty much always have to do this, so I've kind of gotten used to doing it after the drum is wrapped. There aren't very many manufacturers, for some crazy reason, that do this from the factory. Which, I don't know why. I guess if you're just using a CNC instead of a router, then it doesn't matter. And there's no real reason to do this.
I think time and money is the reason why.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Some quality tape you put on there.
Killer red.
Good stuff. Let's get painted a little bit more. Should come off. Should come off nice and clean. There you go.
just gotta make sure that when I die, I come back as a ghost in a drum shop so I can be, you know, I can hear the other people bitching about us in the future.
I know, right?
Why the hell did these guys do it like this?
Yeah, totally. These freaking idiots.
Why didn't they use their 5-axis CNC? I'm gonna have to go back and look at pictures because after a year, I don't remember how this looked when it came in.
Yeah, I think we took a bunch of pictures, didn't we?
I don't know.
Well, find out.
That kind of falls under the I don't remember because it's been a year.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Chisel is the move.
Yeah, for sure.
Because razor knife, you know you'd run right off and...
Dude, it's so hard to do this straight without scratching the hell out of the drum with a razor knife. Yeah, chisels are definitely where it's at. And don't get me wrong, I can still manage to find a way to screw this up with a chisel, but it's way easier to do a good job.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to scrub-a-dub-dub these hoops, which look like they belong to Mad Max, and he never put them in the car, he dragged them behind the car.
Yeah, it's still dramatically better than what was on this drum originally.
Almost like you know what you're doing. And that gets rid of the 2-ply overlap here so the bearing can ride and you don't get a hump in your edge.
Yeah, go nice and smooth. That one, I could have made that like a freaking literal C8 shorter, but. Flat spots are not helping our situation here.
Where are the flat spots? On the inside?
Yeah, this.
Oh yeah, because it's not
honking.
milled totally round. It's kind of...
Yeah, I didn't
It's
realize
angular.
that. I should have done the inside first because I could have compensated on the outside easier than the other way around. But I'm gonna say, let's don't worry about that.
I mean, it came in
It's
kind of round over it outside and then 45
it's-
inside, and that's what we're doing to give it the best chance of sounding like a drum.
This is already a gajillion times better than it was when we came in. I'm debating whether I want to move the apex a little farther out.
Keep in mind,
Normally I
it
wouldn't,
is, I think it's
It's
undersized,
super undersized.
which is why we had to add the lug spacers.
Alright.
Snare beds are going to need your help too.
That went okay.
God damn you, Max. This was a struggle. One mistake is a common mistake for me, putting the bottom hoop on without lining up the snare gates. Did it. Also had some rattles, which I was pretty sure wasn't the swivel nuts. I'd been storing all these lugs with their screws in a bowl, and I didn't use those screws, I used new screws. So you guessed it, the screws were inside the lugs shaking around. And I found 3 lugs with screws in them. Basically like maracas. It might be a new feature for snare drums. Maybe I should have left it. Sounds pretty good. The snares aren't the greatest. I think because the shell's undersized, they do kind of bottom out on the edges. Maybe that's by design for this system, I don't really know. But it sounds decent. If the guy wants to swap them out, we're probably way underwater on this thing already. Probably got 15 bucks in screws, washers, 110 for the custom wrap. Whatever new hoop is, we're probably 20 in on the heads. We don't pay full retail on heads. So, yeah. Good thing I'm cheap labor. Continuing on with old projects before starting new projects. Put the best 12 lugs I could find on the premier shell that we polished yesterday. That gets us to a pretty good point. Wax the inside and the edges. So the snare piece needs to be fabricated. Tension rods are good. Might need new whatever these are. This is good to go back to the shelf. And Bill's working on knobs for the guitars.
Yep. A little more chamfer over here. There we go. And I'm gonna cut it off.
Ooh, I need one of these quick swappers.
Yeah, it's totally sweet. Just in general, super stoked on this lathe. And I could just end it, like finish with a hacksaw and mill the top. Maybe I better do. I'm not exactly sure how to do this.
I was looking forward to it falling into that big mess of metal and you
It
never
will if
finding
I
it.
keep going.
They need drilled and tapped for set screws. I think he's powder coating them. Alright, packing it in. Bill's got a full day tomorrow with rehearsals and stuff. Urban Nutcracker. Not sure what I'll do next time. There's a bunch of new drum projects and there's a restoration which includes some new drums. And other drums that need to be sprayed. Probably should tackle the older orders. Probably.